Alright. Here's a guide on how to unlock the secret weapon in Mycopunk. In the demo, we had a secret weapon as well, the plate launcher. It's still in the game, but it's no longer hidden. You can just unlock it with resources like anything else now. Instead, we have a chainsaw. It's called the Carver. It's significantly more complicated to unlock, so I made this guide. I know a lot of people wanted a dedicated melee weapon, so I think you'll be pretty excited to try it out for yourself. If we take a look inside our inventory, you can see all the weapons that we have. And at the very bottom, you'll see one that is locked without a level requirement. You might think, oh, that's the chainsaw. No. Does that look like a chainsaw to you? It ain't. That is the Globler. If you want to see a video on how to unlock the Globler, get subscribed, like the video, and let me know in the comments. To get the Carver, you first need to collect all the pieces, and then unlock all the pieces individually. Anyone can start this process at any time. There are no level requirements or any other unlocks needed. Do note though, until you complete the first step of this process, the parts will not show up. So if your friend joins you in the middle of a game, they won't see the parts that you're collecting. Despite this having no strict level requirements, getting the materials for it will be quite difficult if you don't have some decent upgrades to play on higher difficulties. So you may want to hold off on this until you're comfortable with difficulty 4 and above, before you get started with this process. The first step to unlocking the Carver is to go to the mission terminal and load up any mission in Titan City. The mission type and difficulty doesn't matter, so you can set it to 1 and low storm intensity, that's fine. As long as we are on Titan City, this will work. If you play the demo, you're going to be familiar with this first step. It's the same level as it was originally, however, it's got a new home now on the city map. You're looking for a large square building in what might be a residential area. One of the zip lines leads directly to this building, and you want to go through this door right here. After walking down the path, you'll see a button. It will require all players, so make sure everyone here is with you. Once you hit the button, the level transition will happen, and this hole in the floor will open.
Good stuff.
You're then going to follow this area exactly as you did in the demo. It's not too complicated, it's all linear. It can be completed by any class, however, I would probably recommend either Glider or Scrapper, or actually just not Bruiser. Bruiser's the only one that really struggles with this. If you want a full guide on how to get through this, what I like to call panels level, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll make one. Eventually, you will reach a little hole in the wall that looks like this. As soon as you jump into it, 2 abominations will spawn, so be careful.
Oh shit, there's a lot of activity near you. Be careful.
Pro tip, you don't actually have to kill the laser abominations at this part. You can, and they might drop some good upgrades, so it's probably worth doing. However, what you're going to want to do either right away or after the laser abominations are dead and you've collected your upgrades, come to the back here on this door and just interact with it. And give it a minute. It will open eventually. Pro tip, if you do want to kill these abominations, focus on damaging one of them first instead of splitting up your damage between both. If you kill one of them, it will probably explode into a heck of a lot of damage to the other, making the fight a lot faster. Once you've killed all the enemies, or not, go ahead and walk through the door, and where the plate launcher used to be in the demo, you will now find a broken frame. Go ahead and collect it, and you'll get a server access code, and you will get the broken frame inside your inventory. Once you hop in the drop pod, you have finished step 1, and you will now see new objects inside all of the other maps that were not there before. I just want to clarify, when I say new objects, I just mean these parts. As far as I know, there is nothing else that actually changes. Once you get back to the rig with your server access codes, you will see them under storage and then server access codes. That's how you know you did it correctly. These server access codes will open up a new door in the hub area. It's always been here, but you've never been able to open it until now. All you gotta do is go right above where you spawn. These are your spawn points that you come out of when you first open up the game. You just want to go right up above them, and you'll see this massive door. This is the server room. Normally, this door is locked, but now you have the server access codes, so you can open up the door.
Guys, look at this!
Once you get through the door, at the end of all the server racks, you will see what looks like a blue upgrade. All you gotta do is punch it, it'll spawn an upgrade, and you will have your first part of the broken frame. The next 3 steps are basically all the same, just the locations are different. You're going to find one part inside of Gravity Farms, one part inside of Flourishing Desert, and one part inside of Moldy Tundra. And now I'm going to walk you through exactly where those parts are and how to get them. Let's start with Gravity Farms. If you've already played the demo, then you know exactly where to go. Just go back to the same place that you unlocked the plate launcher, and instead of the building, which is now moved to city, you will find your upgrade part. If you don't know where to go, I recommend jumping on one of the jump pads in the center ring structure and looking at each of the 4 corners of the map until you find the corner that matches where I go in the video. Don't forget that you can call in a car to get you around the map faster, in the same way that you can revive a teammate or call in the drop pod. You're looking for 2 large flat buildings off to the side of the map. Just hop the fence, and on top of the gunky thing, you will see your upgrade. Go ahead and punch it, and collect it, just like the other one. After this is done, you do not need to finish the mission, but you can if you want to. All you need to do is exit back to the hub, and you will now have the second upgrade part. The third upgrade part is in the desert, and it is located on the massive crashed spaceship.
Guys, look at this!
It shouldn't be that hard to find. It's kind of the largest thing in the entire map. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. You can't miss it. Once you do find it, the actual part you're looking for is located inside of the bottom left thruster. It can be a little bit difficult to get to, but if you need to, you can just go all the way around by going on top of the crashed spaceship and falling down from the top. The last part that we need to get is on the Tundra map. And you see this building that I'm walking up towards right now. This is a large circular-ish building. I believe it's part of one of the objectives. The part that we need, though, is roughly 2 stories up on the 2 cylindrical objects that are sticking out of it. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but you'll see where I'm jumping up here. If you can't find this, I recommend going up on top of the spire in the very center of the map and looking around. You'll be able to not only see this building, but you'll also be able to see the actual blue collectible that we need, the part that we need. Now that we've collected all the parts, the easy steps are over. The next part will require a little bit of grinding. So when we go to our broken frame in the inventory, we now see we have all 4 parts. And you probably noticed they're not exactly the most expensive things, but there is one part that is quite hard to come by, and that is saxonite. There is really only one way to get it, and that's random chance by completing missions. They just increased the drop chances for saxonite, so that is a plus. But if we go over to the mission terminal, we can take a look at the actual drop rates for saxonite on every mission. Modifiers do affect the drop rates, but not by a whole lot. So let's take a look at this cleanup detail mission, for example. On threat level 2, we have a 3% drop rate for saxonite. That means every time you finish the mission, there's a 3% chance that you will get saxonite. This is rolled per player. So every single player has their own roll on that drop chance. At 3%, it's probably not worth farming at threat level 2. Obviously, you can still play at threat level 2, but if you're farming for saxonite, you want to go up a difficulty. Do note, swarm intensity does not change drop rate. It does change how many gats you get, so if you're farming for it, I recommend going to swarm intensity low. As we go up in difficulty, you can see the drop rate increases. Once we hit level 5, that's where things start to get actually pretty good. There's a 50% drop rate at 5 and a 60 at level 6. So that's probably where you should be, depending on where your comfort level is, either at level 5 or at level 6. As for what missions to choose, probably the 3 easiest would be Regulated Rampage, Planetary Defense, and Cleanup Detail. Those would probably be the quickest missions to complete. If you can kill a lot of small enemies really fast, Regulated Rampage would be fantastic. If you can kill an abomination really quickly, Cleanup Detail is fantastic. Just run past everything, kill the big globs, and take out the abomination at the end and leave. Planetary Defense is also a very good option. There is one more option, though, that I do need to mention, and that is the Overtime Assignment. The Overtime Assignment is special. If you don't know, it is guaranteed to have 6 modifiers. It is difficulty locked to 5 and above, so it's hard as balls. But it also has a 60% saxonite drop rate, even on threat level 5. But the first time you do it each week, it is a 100% guaranteed drop rate. So it's probably worth doing that if you can. I had to mention it because it's the only place currently in the game that is 100% guaranteed saxonite drop. Once you have enough saxonite, you can go into your inventory, go to the broken frame, and unlock all 4 weapon modules. I don't have the resources on this profile because I've already done it on my main and I'm not going to grind it out twice. But once you have them all unlocked, you'll be able to put them into a diamond shape. As you can see here, you can see the shape of these different weapon modules. They will arrange themselves in this pattern right here. Any other pattern will not work. It has to be so they all create a diamond like this. Once you've done that, you will unlock the Carver. Now that you've unlocked the Carver, you can equip it and use it like any other weapon. You can get upgrades for it, you can level it up, all in the same manner that you would with any other weapon. One thing to note about those upgrades, though, is they are scrambled in an alien language. Currently the process of translating this is quite manual, but hopefully that will change with time, whether with in-game progression or out-of-game tools. Currently, though, we do have a key for it, but it's a very tedious process. A little bit about the weapon itself. It functions effectively like an extremely fast-firing, very, very short-range shotgun. It shoots out a bunch of 19 damage pellets, more so than what's showing up here on this dummy. So that actually does more damage than what you're seeing here. And this is with very limited upgrades. You can get a lot more for it. And it has a neat little reload animation with a screen on it. Don't know how that works, but sure. If you'd like me to do a guide on the hidden weapon that you can see in your inventory screen, which is the Gobbler, get subscribed and let me know in the comments. It's still involved, but not quite as difficult as this one is. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like and a sub would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget to let me know in the comments if you have any feedback. And I will see you all later.